joined by the lovely LeilaFox. Back on the channel, Leila, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Hey, guys.
It is my pleasure. The last time that we collabed, actually, we did one on your channel about lore, So the Drake's lore, which I absolutely loved, really enjoyed that video. And you also got nominated for the Raid Female Content Creator of the Year and won. Congratulations. How did that feel?
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, you had 3 yourself, too, so that was awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool show. Hats off to Saffron Man, to Hades, to yourself, everybody behind the scenes who made that show an amazing time for everybody. Also, you had a poll recently before we get into by the way, the video topic, guys, is going to be 10 criminally underrated champions, either champions who are considered like good or power crept that we still love, or champions that just nobody talks about. Before we jump into that though, I noticed, humble brag here, that I won your community tab poll on who is going to be the Rotos to your Siffy. So no big deal.
I mean,
there.
like there was any competition or doubt. I mean, come on. So we know that we had my Siffy, and that did win as best costume. So thank you guys again for that. Now, how that happens was my community's like, well, you can't have Siffy without Rotos. And then they start like throwing names to my friends on who would make a good Rotos. I'm like, fine, guys, we'll do a poll. And if you guys missed it, Ash won by a landslide, which, like I said, I guess shouldn't be a surprise.
I wasn't gonna say it, Leila, but you did. It was really cool.
I said it.
It was a really cool to see that, and I noticed a lot of comments that we should be a tandem champion in game, like you and I. So yes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little greedy here. Maybe that will never happen in a million years. But let us know if we were champions. What would we be? What do you guys think we should be in the game? That would be pretty cool, huh?
It'd be so much fun. I mean, already, of course, I'm sure that they're gonna say.
Like, I'm talking about a brand new champion. Like, we could be like a companion champions in the game. Wouldn't that be cool?
See, guys, so I'm curious. I want to know, what factions would we be in?
What faction? Yeah.
Like, I want to be an elf, but again, it doesn't mean they can't be separate factions. Like, I could be a high elf, and then where would you want to go?
A demon spawn. I don't know what I could.
You want to be a demon? Okay. No, well, you know what? I mean, it could work, guys. Right? Look at Cardiel and Cecilia. It totally works. We got Sacred Order and Demon.
Absolutely. Anything in the Sacred Order, though. I don't want to be in a same faction with Harrier. I just can't do.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
You guys can let us know in the comments. What faction should we be? Is that a stupid idea? Is it an amazing idea? Let us know. Plarium, if you're watching, make it happen. What is your first most underrated champion ever? Criminally underrated, LeilaFox.
Oh my God, Tayrel. It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy when I have newer players come in and they're like, I pulled Tayrel. I hear he's terrible. And I'm like, it's not bad. I'm like, why are we saying that? And I think a lot of times the info comes from people that have been playing for so long, and he got power crept on, but he is still my favorite, and I will fight for him. He is.
I agree 100%. I won't name names because he's actually one of my favorite content creators out there, but I saw him placed on like champions who got power crept video. And granted, I've gotten a million rankings or stupid videos wrong myself, so I'm not like calling anybody out, but I was very surprised to see Tayrel on the list because I agree with you, Leila. I mean, the dude has a ton of defense. He's doing turn meter manipulation stuns on his A3. People forget about his A3, right? And then he's defense-based, decreased defense with a decreased attack on the A1 with a great aura. So I agree.
I love him. Like I said, I will fight for him. Every time anybody comes in and says he's bad, I'm like, he is not bad.
Okay. Well, I totally agree with your first choice. I'm going to go with maybe a little bit of a controversial one. I don't know. We can stay right here in High Elves because I'm going to go with Aleksandr, the sharpshooter. Dude, this guy gets and guts so much hate, man. So much hate. People hate this dude. Look at the review. Look at the ratings on him, Leila.
Wait, but is it because they hate him, or is it like what they did with Ninja, and do they hate the guy? Because that happened with Ninja, remember? They hated Ninja as a person. So then they tore him apart. So do they hate Simple, and is that why they're tearing him apart too?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know Ninja. I don't know Simple at all. I have no idea. Like, I've never seen his stream or anything. So I don't know if he's a hateable guy, if he's a likable guy. I have no idea. But I will say that the champion, you're right, Ninja got so much hate early on. And now I think most people are coming around. He's one of the better champions in the game. Now, I'm not that crazy to say that Aleksandr is on the same level as Ninja. He's not. You got to factor in here, Leila, and I think you agree with me here because I've heard you mention it before. But, you know, not everybody's end game, dude. Not everybody's, you know, like, people got him for free. So So they got a free magic affinity, decreased defense champion with a chance of weaken on certain factions, remove all the debuffs from one target as well, and then he deals a decent amount of damage with a freeze on the A1. So again here, is he a game changer? No. But I think he's a solid champion for a lot of people who is completely free. I don't think he puts out a decent amount of damage too, right? I've seen him nuke in a few different builds. So sure, end game, you're not going to be using this dude. But twos, if he was just a random champion released not for free, I think he'd be like, you know, a 4 average champion, maybe high 3s. What about you?
Killed it. That's what I mean, is that I want people to look past the fact that he's a CSGO pro and stop hating on him because of who he is.
Yeah.
And really just kind of be honest about it because, yeah, I mean, new people coming in, they're going to be excited about him. He's going to be a great champ for them just starting out.
Listen, Leila, even the accuracy in all battles, 60 accuracy in all battles, that alone.
So good in the beginning.
On a debuffer, that alone is massive for people in the beginning. 60 accuracy when you are not even fully ascending to unlock their banners. Of course, it's a game changer. Okay, who do you got next?
Next, we can actually stay in the elves.
Okay.
I got Yannica.
Oh my God, we're just gonna stay in high elves. It should have been in
guys,
high
we're
elves
staying
that are
in high
criminally
elves.
underrated because my next is a high elf too. All right, Yannica.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Okay.
So the thing with Yannica was the first legendary I pulled on my alt account. And I really like her. And I know for a while, you know, she's an older champ. Nobody really talks about her. Then all of a sudden, people started talking about her again when her fragments were available in the clan shop. And the people were like, she's a garbage champ. Why would you do that? And I'd be like, she's not a garbage champ, you know? And I remember I did a YouTube video doing a showcase of her, showing just how hard she can hit. And especially now with Hydra, when we're looking for champs that have Veil, I think she's getting a lot more attention now. And she should be.
Absolutely. I love that perfect Veil extra turn. I don't have her, but I want her, and I'm slowly saving up my my clan whatever it is, shop shards. There we go.
Yep,
but I'm gonna link your video on Yannica for my viewers because I want to see how hard you can make her hit. Good call out there. I agree with you, even though I don't have her. But again, staying in this category, we will go with Shirimani. She's also one of my early legendary pulls, Leila, and I have to say, listen. She might not be underrated. People might, you know, kind of like her, but she's never mentioned as like a top champion or anything close to that. But even her base stats here, if I push you over a little bit, really solid, right? We got the, you know, decent amount of HP, decent amount of defense, got some attack, got some speed on her. And also she's great because she has a freeze on her A1, a guaranteed freeze AoE on her A3, turn meter fill for each enemy attacked, and a great heal on her A2. And being Force Affinity, I always just naturally gravitate to Force Affinity champions because I feel like there's not that many great Force Affinity, and Magic is so popular, so have a counter to Magic is great. So I'm just a big Shirimani fan overall in the game. One of the best crowd control champions out there with some good heals as well.
Too. I also got her early, and I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise for most people that, you know, High Elf was my first faction war cleared, and she was in there because I think her aura is for faction wars too, right?
It is, yeah.
It sure is defense and faction wars. So again, I had her early. I've had her for quite a while. That was my first faction cleared, and even now I still take her into Doom Tower with Bommel because of her freezes. I take like her. I take Sir Nick. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
User.
Especially again, maybe end to end game. You don't see her a ton, but for progression, you can't do much better than Shirimani. All right, who do you have next?
Also, I threw a little bit of a curveball in there. We're going to go over to Sacred Order with Mother Superior.
Okay. Mother Superior. It's been a while since I talked about her. Where is she? So many.
It's a rare.
Oh my God. Okay.
Right there. Go back to your right.
Oh my God.
Keep going to your right. There you go.
So Mother Superior, a rare. I think the only rare on our list. So why do you love her so much?
You know, so I ended up getting her early on my alt account when I didn't have Apothecary. And my main account, I got Apo super early, so I feel like I was spoiled. But on this one, I got her really early, and I really like her speed lead. I like speed lead, I like heals. I felt like she was really helpful for me earlier in the beginning on my alts, and trying to help me to progress and pretty much keep my champs from dying because we didn't like that.
Yeah. Got a shield, we got a heal, we got decreased attack on the A1, continuous heal on all allies, another shield. Yeah, that's really solid.
She was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
And on my main, I know I was sharing this with you before, is back before AI priorities. I had a lot of fun making like a speed lead unkillable comp, and so she was the speed lead version of that. So it was fun. It was just something different. It ended up being, I believe it was Mother Superior, the 2 Man-Eaters, Painkeeper, and Seeker, and it was fun. It was just something different. And again, this is back before AI priorities, where you had to be careful about getting a speed lead champ and where their abilities didn't affect turn meter because it would throw off the whole comp.
Yeah, so
this was like last year, and I had a lot of fun with that with her.
Yeah, absolutely. I like looking at her kit too. She's really solid in terms of, you know, her healing, what she brings to the table. She's pretty fast too, 103 base speed. Her base stats for a rare are actually pretty solid, you know?
Yep.
Cool. I have my last legendary on the list. Man, I love this champion, Leila. It's Nogdar the Headhunter. And this dude, people hate him. I love him. He's one of the funnest champions to play.
Gosh.
I'm gonna, you know, promote my own content, but if you guys didn't see my Nogdar the Headhunter Frenzy guide, check it out because he's so much fun. His stats are so awful, right? He has 1700 attack is great, but 1200 HP, 1000 defense. This guy's very squishy, but really it's all about this, he's sacrificing HP all over the place. He's killing himself all over the place. He's attacking all enemies, doing a lot of damage. But then his passive is revives his champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter when killed if all other allies are alive. So he just keeps coming back with a half full turn meter and just doing a tremendous amount of damage. In Faction Wars in Orcs, Leila, when I use him on my main team, he has a good ally attack in all battles by 33% on Aura. I use him as, he does all the damage because he's just too busy dying and coming back to life and killing everybody. Really, really fun champion to use. And again, even for Faction Wars, grants an extra attack if this kills an enemy, which it normally does on his A1. So sometimes, like Septimus, he just goes on a rampage, just killing everybody with his A1. So I love Nogdar.
I'm your YouTube video then, because I ended up pulling him around the time he was introduced. And nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this champ runs out of the shard, and my reaction really was, chat, what is this?
Who
and
is
so
this
like
dude?
99% of people in chat are like, I have no idea what that is.
Right?
So
no one
like,
talked about this guy.
Is this champ? Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no one talked about him at all when he came out. Nope. And then the first thing you probably did was look at the reviews just to like get a sense. And
nope.
You're like,
I never look at the reviews.
You don't even look at them. I just peek, even though
nope.
I don't believe in them.
I don't trust the in-game reviews.
I don't trust them either. But you don't peek.
Nope, I don't.
Oh my god. Okay, good for you. Okay, who you have next?
Next, okay, I got some epics. Next one is gonna be Ursine Ironhide. Give me one of the bears.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes, I know.
I almost picked him from my list. I love this dude.
I know, I stole him.
I love him.
So the big thing with him for me is I just finished getting Lydia not too long ago, and the Skinwalker faction was my worst. It was the last one I had to deal with, and this guy made such a big difference for me on being able to clear 21. I love him. He's a great champ. I did try him at 50 for a while. It didn't work. I got him to, 6-star. We did what we had to do with him and just made a huge difference. So yeah. I love this guy.
He's really like tanky too. He's tough to kill and he has good multipliers. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but that A3, that AoE attack with decrease attack, so clutch for Clan Wars. He's sneaky good with turn meter manipulation. I just love this bear, man. He's cool.
The good bear.
He's a good bear. He is the good bear because his brother kind of sucks, right?
Yeah, I haven't done anything with him.
Yeah, I haven't either, to be fair, but everything I see in his kit, I'm like, I don't know, man. An AoE decreased crit rate, I guess that's not bad, but I don't know. I don't get too super excited about it.
I feel like they did these guys wrong too. They have a joint lore story together, and it is so sad. It's very tragic.
They were Battle Pass champions, right?
I don't know. I think so, but I wasn't playing at the time.
Okay, yeah, they're I'm like 99% sure they were Battle Pass champions. So that was our big reward. Him and those guys and Werlem Frost King. Anyway, moving on to my next choice. I have Nice Revenant. I'm going to go with some like real deep sleepers here because I felt like I went kind of obvious in the first part of my choices. So I'm going to go with Pharsalas, or Pharsalas, excuse me. Gravedirt. He's such a sleeper, I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Misery, sadness, loss of faith, no reason to live.
This dude is really cool. He's kind of newish to the game, but he has a provoke on his A1. He has an AoE heal reduction, which is okay, but his damage is based on defense. He's kind of tanky. And then he has a shield on all allies and a strengthen on all allies, which again, doesn't sound like okay, so whatever. But he's the only epic, I think, that has a strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown. So strengthen is such a powerful buff in this game. Everybody thinks of decreased defense when they talk about damage mitigation, but mitigating 15% of all damage that comes in is really, really powerful. So he also has this really cool passive where whenever an ally's HP drops below 50% from an enemy attack, has a chance of placing fear on them. Whenever an ally dies, has a 75% chance of placing true fear on them instead. So I think this guy is really, really solid. And again, no one really talks about him. I think that if you're looking for a strengthened 3-turn cooldown champion with a shield, a good support champion to have on your team.
I honestly haven't done anything with him. I think I pulled him, but I haven't done a thing with him yet.
Super cool shield too on him.
Well, they do a good job with their designs, right? I mean, I'll give them that. This guy came out along with Candle Guard, I think, right? Where I don't know, they had this weird candle theme.
Yeah, there was like Candle Guard, Cornelia. Nothing in candles on her kit, but she looks like a candle, kind of, right? She looks like
creepy
a wax.
Cornelia, that's her color.
Yeah.
She's creepy.
Yeah, very creepy.
You kidding me?
Who you got next?
My last one I have here is Zargala.
Oh, okay, taking it old school.
I'm taking it old school. I think she's another one. We were talking about this before, kind of like with Tayrel. I think she got power crept on. But I do remember that on my main, when I got her, she was one of the first epics I got. And she was just so powerful for me in Arena. I loved her. And even more recently, with me being able to clear Orc Faction War, I brought her in as a heavy hitter that she was, because I needed some help in Orcs. And she did the job for me.
I love that you chose Zargala and Tayrel on the list because they're old legacy champions, right? The faces of Raid in some opinions. But you're right. There's like a bad rap. Because some people watching right now are like, dude, Zargala's great. I agree with you, you know? But you're right. There's a lot of whispers out there that Zargala is power crept. She's no good anymore. But a force affinity decrease defense champion who can put out a lot of damage too is always valuable. So I agree with you.
She hits hard. She really does. And I think like you and I talk about a lot of times too is how good a champ can be is so dependent on your account. And again, not everybody is end game. So like someone for me, when I got her earlier, I loved her. She was so helpful for me. And like I said, I even still use her on my main in my faction wars right now. And she helped me be able to clear it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mentioned her, I think, in a previous video too on champions that people kind of get wrong, and or maybe that wasn't. I don't know, but like, I agree with you. I think. Long story short, okay. My last is also a nice Revenant. I decided to go because I've made videos like this in the past, and I decided to just go with new picks. So there's a lot of champions we didn't talk about today, obviously, that we both love. But I'm going to go with Pestilus, another champion, another nice Revenant champion, who I really like Pestilus's kit. And again, I don't hear anybody really talking about this champion. Kind of new. I think towards the end of 2020 or 2021. Has a leech on the A1, a good percentage land rate, 50% on the A1 leech. And then we have HP burn with a heal if the HP burn is placed. Fills turn meter if the HP burn is not placed. So this is on a 3-turn cooldown. So you're getting HP burn landed, hopefully 75% chance. But if it doesn't proc, you're at least getting turn meter fill as well. And then we have increased accuracy and crit damage on a 3-turn cooldown. Now, Leila, these are two of the newer AoE buffs that we can add on our team. And, you know, finding one of these abilities is often kind of difficult. So to find both on the same skill is tremendous. So that's why I like Pestilus.
Nice. It's a good pick. That's a good pick. He's another one I have that I just haven't had a chance to do anything with. But it is so interesting seeing some of these kits and then trying to figure out where you can add them. Or like you said, where we get these two buffs together, which is great. Yeah. They're they're a little bit hard to find. There's more champions added with it now, but I like having them on the same ability. And the rest of the kit is solid too. So a burner against bosses and then just support for your team as well with two hard to find buffs. So that concludes, I think, our list of our 10 most underrated, or I guess not most underrated, but just underrated champions that we happen to love. LeilaFox. Yeah, I think so. Have you seen the new Spider-Man? I want to go see. Oh, you're noticing my Spider-Man shirt. This is like one of my favorite Spider-Man shirts. Yeah. It's a very like old school comic book, right? It's one of my favorites for sure. I've not seen the new one, but I love Marvel. I love comic books, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Have you? I actually am going to make everybody pissed off in the whole world. They're watching it right now at me, but I'm not like a big, massive superhero movie fan. I liked comics growing up, but I haven't really, there's been a few that I liked. So I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I like a little bit of a dark feel to it. So do you think, well, you haven't seen it yet,
But from what I
So you
hear,
like DC more. So you lean more towards DC than Marvel, probably.
yeah, like a little
They
bit.
have very
like,
different vibes.
I know I'm just gonna piss off and offend everybody, but like the cheesy one-liners, you know, and stuff like that. Like I don't really go for it, but I like a lot of story, a deep story to it. So people in the comments can let us know. Does the new Spider-Man gonna hit those notes for me or no? But either way, let me know how it is when you see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it eventually.
All right. So on that note, you guys can let us know what you think. Now all the comments are going to be Spider-Man related. I just know.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that is okay. Well, thank you so much for coming back on the channel, Leila. Always a pleasure. We'll have all your channel link. I just appeared on a collab on your channel as well. So I'll link that video out as well if it is up before this one. Thank you so much again for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, and bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Check out Leila's information. Give her a subscribe to her channel. Let's get her to 10K, like, now. Let's do that, huh, guys? All right. Thank you all so much, and as always, take care, guys.